This is the latest on the Maradu builders case, where the Supreme Court now has ordered the Kerala government to disburse 25 lakh rupees each. This is interim compensation to the flat residents. Supreme Court said money will be taken from the respective builders, also directing that the demolition of these flats, which are built on the coastal zone of Kochi's Maradu, be completed in 138 days. 4 Maradu apartment complexes, they're facing a demolition order from the Supreme Court for having violated the coastal regulation zones in the area.
Per the information received from the Honorable Supreme Court, today we see some relief for the flat owners, because today the Honorable Supreme Court identified the flat owners' rights, and before evicting, the Honorable Supreme Court directed the government to pay compensation for all the flat owners, for all the aggrieved parties. It's a good decision. But how to implement this decision, it is not very clear. So, if the Supreme Court makes a clarity on the mode of the payment of the compensation, it would be more better for the flat owners.
Let's get in further details. Our Deputy News Editor Meenakshi Bhanja with those inputs here. Meenakshi, this is being seen as relief. In a total of 138 days, the demolition should be complete. But is there a deadline, a similar deadline to that compensation as well, that should be paid back to the homeowners?
Well, Sir, that's an interesting question, and the Supreme Court today is stepping in and providing this first interim relief, which you referred to, is a compensation of 25 lakhs to the residents. Now, this money initially will be paid by the Kerala government, but subsequently it has to be retrieved from the builders themselves. Sir, we heard the Chief Secretary, Kerala government, assure the Supreme Court about the completion of the Maradu demolition, including the removal of the debris, by the 9th of February 2020. And why this crackdown is happening is because the Supreme Court was mighty concerned that the compliance of its earlier orders was not happening. And that assurance today from the Kerala Chief Secretary has come by. And the first time we are seeing directions of a compensation amount being disbursed to those aggrieved by this demolition to the tune of 25 lakhs. And these are interim directions, remember that. Now, the Supreme Court is keeping the matter pending with itself and will do regular stock taking and review.
Right. Meenakshi, any further update as far as the accused builders to be penalized further, apart from compensating the homeowners? Their houses are gone already. They're going to be demolished. No questions that need to be asked on that here. This is a final decision. But any further decision as far as penalizing the builders?
Well, Sir, the Supreme Court has in the past adopted a very strict no-nonsense policy in terms of builders. And even this order is coming by because the Supreme Court is very upset as to how these illegal constructions have come by in protected zones, especially along the coastline. We have seen in the past 2 hearings, observations to this effect coming by. And today the top court has also ordered for the setting up of a committee. For this purpose, it has sought names from the Kerala government of retired High Court judges who can be a part of this committee, a technical expert, and also a civil engineer who will go on to further evaluate, how these things need to be really coordinated and worked out. But this particular committee will specifically look at the compensation payable amount to those people who have been residents of this particular illegal project and now are looking at demolition. So there are various aspects intertwined to it, Sir, and the Supreme Court will be doing regular stock taking and review.
Meenakshi Bhanja, many thanks for getting us those details.